Audio on. Yes, we're up, we're live. 10 seconds late. It's raining. I see actual water falling out of the sky. Not just threatening, it's pouring this morning. It's been raining all weekend. Saturday, Sunday, we had a very, very rainy weekend in Alexa. It was good news, bad news for us. It was a rainy weekend, so not many people outside, not many casual visitors. Delivery truck. Noisy out there. Not many casual visitors, but the visitors who wanted to come still came, depending on the rain. Even though it was raining. So we had a good weekend. Lots of good visitors here who wanted to come, and the sales were good. And, very nice. But it was very, very quiet. Not many people came in and bothered us. So what's today's plan here? Oh, yes, I forgot. We'll be carving here this morning. I'll get busy. I'll keep working on this. We'll be carving. I suppose Cameron's going to drop by his normal time. And we have a show and tell today. And it is a show and tell for the ages. It is a show and tell to die for. It's going to be the best show and tell we've ever had, bar none. Doc has a question here on something. Yeah, the hours for this year's share certificate, just to update everybody, people haven't seen this before. This was last year's share certificate, went out like this with a red Fuji on it. This year, I say this year, I mean the 2018/2019 certificate for the people who have already been with us for another 12 months. It's going to be a similar certificate, but in here will be the owl picture again. And this is late. There are people who would say it's a month or 2 months late already. So Paper out. Yes, the paper is out. Thank you very much. Paper is out, is out, is out. There's 3 packs out today. Suga-san is doing, can I tell you? She's doing test printing on sushi cats. The first sushi cat. She's doing test printing on that. She actually started it a while back, but had to put it away again because of work on the Japan Journey series. And who else is here? Lei-chan's working on, I think she's doing some yokai print back numbers. She's doing some yokai series. And Kawai-san's here today. He's supposed to be in the shop, but because we're so low on print parties, I'm going to cover for him in the shop, and he's going to go upstairs and work on printing. I'm not sure exactly which project he's on. He would much rather do printing than work print parties, and give him a chance to get there whenever he can. I hear lots of noise from my fans this morning. It seems that things are running quite hot. It's not so warm here, you know. It's a bit of a chilly morning, but my computer seems to be running very hot. I'm not getting any drop frames. Let me know if you get something. CPU is running 40%. I guess as we move into summer, I'll need to make a stand for this. I think it's okay. We'll see. Everything else is not running. I know all the Adobe software is out. Safari is shut down. All that's running in the background. I know Skype is sitting watching. I know Chrome is running with one tab open for Twitch. The mail program is running in the background. That's it. Nothing else is there. It's up to 42% now. I think it's heat. I think it's the warming. In the winter, it's okay. But as soon as we get into warmer weather, this computer starts to struggle. So. Anyway, I think we're okay. We'll see. Let me know if something goes wrong. There was some, actually yesterday, I was thinking about sending a note out to Twitch yesterday morning. Not yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon here. We had a 1 o'clock party, a group of people from America and somewhere, I think California, I'm not sure, I don't remember. And when they came in, they said they had a request to make, and I said okay, and they thought I was going to say no. But what they wanted to do was, while they are here, it's a family traveling in Japan, and while they're here, they have been using Twitch to stream back to their friends and family back in America. And they asked, we're booked for a print party, but would it really be possible if they were allowed to stream this? So, like, I'm going to say no to that one. So of course I said yes, let's go ahead and do it. And we started it up. We started the print party at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon here yesterday. So I thought what I should maybe do is at the same time send out a note to our own Twitch channel saying, hey, there's a guerrilla stream happening right now. Maybe you'd like to know about it. But no, we weren't streaming through my channel. We were streaming through his channel. So he set up his phone on a little stand at the edge of the bench, and we did it. He did it from his own channel. And actually, I forgot when they left here yesterday. I was going to ask him, "What's your channel name?" so I can tell my people about it. And I forgot. So out there somewhere in the Twitch stored data from yesterday is a guerrilla stream of one of our print parties, but I don't know the channel name. And another reason I didn't really jump on it and make a big deal of it because he had a handheld camera and he was throwing it all around the room and chatting into it and whatever. And I don't think it was really a very stable, organized stream. So, but it is out there. I could write him an email, I guess, asking him to give me some information about it, or if it's searchable on Twitch, I don't know. It would have been yesterday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, Japan time. I don't know if there's any way to search out there for it. I should have asked him, I just forgot. I was just busy. I was running the party and wasn't thinking about streaming. Someone else is asking about the owl. This is a recarve. The owl print is in production, of course, as normal. No problem at all. It's up and running. I can see a copy across the room for me. This is another version of the owl. This is for the share certificate for the Patreons. Just to recap again, we showed it before. Last year's share certificate looked like this. We did the share certificate with the Mount Fuji print on it, This year's certificate will have our friend the owl in the same place. So it's worth coming again. Those patrons are spending a lot of money on it. They're helping us a lot, so it's worth doing it again. We we could have tried to print this share certificate using those old blocks and masking it out, putting pigment on just part of the wood and masking it out. But it's a messy job to do it like that. It's not going to hurt to help those blocks, so it's worth it. Take the time and trouble just to carve this again. It'll be a special one-off item. We'll be making about 30 copies of this, I guess, for the people that during 2018 and 2019, the people who supported the campaign at a certain level, the share certificate level. And we'll print those shares and this block will just go, and we don't keep it. So we don't do normally limited editions, but these certificates turn out to be limited because of their nature. The scratchy marks, we're carving, this is the block for, where am I? This is the block for the key block. It will have the shape of the owl, the feathers of the owl, and this block will have the branch on it. To use this tracing, I went back to the original Heroescape print again and just photocopied it. And that, what you're seeing here is these scratch marks. This is the leftover color from the blue background on the print. That will not appear on this block I'm carving now. This block will just be for the owl. There's going to be no scratch marks, no leaves that are coming off this block. It'll just be the shape of the owl feathers plus the branch. Everything else is coming off. Someone's saying picture is out of focus at this end. I'm seeing the thing that is being broadcast and I think it looks pretty sharp. How about the cat entries? Do I have 8 favorites? No, I've got lots of things that I've looked at and I've marked. I've got my own little internal list. I've put checks on some of these to be put aside for inspection or consideration or whatever. In other words, do I have some favorites building up? Yes, yes, yes. Way more than 8. I've got checks for about 30 or so far. Do I have a set of designs that I could use right now? If nothing else came in, am I good to go for the final set? No, not at all. Not at all. We've got maybe 2 or perhaps 3 that I think, oh my God, I could use that one in the finished set. But that's all. We're still early days here. As far as how many entries have come in, that's public information. Now you go to the Neko Hapke page, go to the link that says submissions, and you'll see at the bottom of that page a readout. It changes, it loads at the moment you load the page. It gives you a count as of that moment about how many submissions are received. And actually the page was down last night for a while. Yesterday evening the page started to get heavily spammed. Actually it wasn't robot spam, it was a person. He was sitting at his drawing tool, drawing a quick sketch, putting it into our page, doing another quick sketch, putting it into our page. And after he did about 40 of these, and it looked like it wasn't going to stop, and in fact, he sent it and said, I'm having so much fun. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I just amended the script to stop the guy because it was just useless stuff. It was just useless scribbles that had nothing to do with what we were doing at all. Just drunken spam, whatever. So I changed the script for a few minutes to shut him off. And of course, I got a typo and the whole script crashed. So all during last night here in Tokyo time, there were no uploads happening. I fixed it this morning because somebody sent me a note saying, Dave, what's wrong? Why isn't the script working? So I put it back this morning. But for a few hours there last night, there were no entries. There's some good stuff. You know, there are some interesting ideas. A lot of them are for people who can't draw, but we'll figure that out as we go along. We'll maybe end up taking some of these things and splitting it between 2 people, you know, paying one person for the idea and hiring somebody else to draw it or something like that. We might have to go that way with some of these. Because not everybody's idea ability matches their drawing ability. You know, so we'll see. We'll work it out. And there's a huge amount of overlap in that people have sent in the same quote, the same unquote idea. Like in whatever, one of them is obvious, descending geese. I can't tell you how many people have sent in the same concept. A cat up on a table, grabbing a chicken leg and jumping down off the table, giving the idea of descending bird. And we've had that same idea around and around and around. And then evening bell, you know, a cat asleep with a visible bell on its collar. I mean, okay, that's nice, but I need to have more justification for both parts of this. And we were chatting about this the other day. We've got a bunch of entries. There's stuff like this. There's a scene. We can see a mountain in the distance. There's a seaside, and there's a tree branch coming in from one side, and we can see some boats. The returning sails. What about the cat? There's a cat sitting there watching it, and that doesn't do it for me. We need to know, you know, why both things are there. Why are there returning sails, and why is there a cat? We need to have reason for both of those things to be in there. And lots of people have got this. They've got this. There's a design that comes in, and there has to be a cat there. It's an integral part of the image. It's not just copy pasted in. And the object, the sails or the glow or whatever, is an integral part of the image. So it can be done. It really can be done. So just don't copy and paste it together. Why is there a cat here, and why is there the theme here? They have to work together. And then there's another aspect of this that I didn't really describe too much in the entry page. We're going to talk about it more when I do the second part. I'll do an update video at some point after a few weeks, and so people can see how this thing's coming along. And I'll talk about this more, the fact that these things... Traffic jam outside. The images have to be, what's the word I can use to describe this? Not quite sure what to say. The images have to be saleable. What do I mean saleable? We've got prints in our shop. Okay, somebody's coming in the shop, they browse, they pick something up, look at it, and they put it down. And they pick something up, look at it, they put it down. And every now and again, somebody picks something up, and they think about it, and then they decide to turn around and take it to the counter and wrap it up and take it home. There's got to be a, I want to take this object home aspect to these prints as well, because I've got to make a living out of this. 8 prints, we're going to spend $1,000,000 at least on each one, and just about $1,000,000 yen. It takes about 10,000 US dollars, whatever. Carving, pay the carvers, pay the printers, get the paper ready, do that, pay the royalty for the designers. So I've got to be able to sell these things. There has to be an image that potential people, customers will pick up and say, I want to take this home. I want to make this part of my life. So it's got to be not just attractive, it's got to be something that touches people in some way that they want to keep that thing. And as I said, that image has to be enough related to their lives that they want to take it home or own it or put it on the wall or do one of those things. And without that, it's dead. It's not just an interesting idea. It has to be something that touches people enough. And that's our whole life here. All the things we make have to touch people enough so that they're willing to exchange some money for it. We don't talk about the money much here, but yeah, we have to be able to hit that standard. And without that, it's just pack up and go home. So when I'm looking at these submissions for this thing, I'm looking, of course, does it fit the theme? Is this person competent? Is it a physically nice layout? But also, the number one thing for me is, when I look forward, okay, let's look at this table. It's a finished print, nice color, texture, gradation there. This is in a shop. Is it the kind of print that people are going to say, yeah, I want to keep this? And without that, we're dead. We're dead. So. This is one reason why we're so lucky that someone like Jed came along years ago. Well, Jed's not part of this cat project. He and I have lots and lots of other things going on. He doesn't submit to contests and stuff, of course. He's a professional illustrator. But, having done this just drives home again to me how very lucky we are that someone like Jed exists, who is not just competent at doing the thing, but he makes images that people instantly pick up and say, oh my God, I want to take this home. I want to own this. I want this to be part of my life. And that's what he really brings to the table for us. Not just the technical competence about doing the drawing. Something in the pictures he makes and we make together, people want to own them. And I get it. I'm a print collector myself. I've got thousands of prints upstairs. But every one of those prints has hit my button and it said, Dave, take me home, take me home. When Cameron's here today, it's going to be it's going to be fun with the show and tell because I think we talked about this a bit on Friday when he was here. He was here on Friday. We did a normal carving stream, I guess, and he was chatting. I think I mentioned, it might have been after the stream was closed. I don't remember what I mentioned. I think he'd asked me or something, or I don't remember how the auction's been or whatever. And I said, Cameron, you're going to, I bid on an auction like Thursday night or something, whatever it was. And I had told him, Cameron, I broke the bank. I didn't actually break the bank, but the point being, I had to spend a bunch of money on something that maybe the money could have been better spent on things like staff or something, I don't know, whatever. And he looked at me sideways, and I think, he doesn't run the place, it's okay, but he's parcel of helping me organize this and get things going. And if I did start to do silly things like spend too much money on stuff that doesn't help our business go forward, he's thinking like, how do I stop Dave from doing this? So he left for the weekend Friday night, and all he knew was that Dave had confessed to spending a bunch of money. But what he spent it on, who knows? And that object arrived on Saturday. Cameron's off the weekend, so he hasn't seen it. He's probably forgotten about this now, but he may have been thinking on the weekend, what am I going to see on Monday? Dave said he bought something expensive, and so he may be curious this morning when he comes in, what's the show and tell going to be? He's doing some new projects right now. Because we're a little bit quiet here now, because the shop has settled down, because the online order's settling down, subscriptions are moving ahead. We're not, we're sold out on the subscription, so there's not too much to do at the moment with promoting that and doing that kind of work. So Cameron has settled into a bit of a routine on his own work, and he is now wanting to stretch out and do something else. And he's got time for that. So we've been chatting about this, he and I, over the past couple of weeks. We had a nice little power lunch a couple of weeks ago to talk about these things. So he's got a new project cooking. He talked about it to me a while back, cleared it with me. I said, that sounds great, let's do this thing. So he's got a whole new project cooking, and he's busy planning it and getting the first couple of episodes organized. He's been teasing about it a bit on Insta, I think. And once he's got something to talk about, he'll be talking about it more. But it's good. It's good to see him up and running with using his time, because he's been a bit too much just in the bookkeeping. I mean, it's been essential to do the bookkeeping, but it's going to be interesting to get him doing some other work. So. Oh, Vivid KP's fireflies are coming. Good, good, good. Soon, I hope. Soon, I hope. Are you going to stream this? I guess not. You don't need that kind of stress, Nick. So just sit quietly, get the prints made. Firefights drop within the week? Is that a threat or a promise? Hey, don't stress it. Don't stress it. Get the job done normally, carefully. Don't stress it. No, you said it. We're going to hold you to it. They got to be in this shop 1 week from now. Oh, is it that time already?
It is.
Look at that. Wow, 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 wow. Cameron's here, Cameron's here. It's really, really quiet. I've been quiet, not so chatty, and these guys have been quiet, not so chatty, so it's a kind of a
Quiet day.
low-key stream here today. Yeah.
Okay, so bad.
So it's your job to wake it up.
Okay, wake up everyone. I'm here.
How long is the Nekohake submission going to be open? It says on the page we're going to run June, July, right well into August. So we've got lots of time to do this. Lots of time to think about it. I borked the script last night.
Oh no.
There was a kind of a spam incident. Somebody was sending a new entry in every like 90 seconds, 2 minutes. Oh, no. And they were really not appropriate. They were just, there was, some of them didn't even have a cat, it was just somebody. And he wrote an email saying, I'm having so much fun, I'm sitting at my Photoshop, and he's like, sketch and click, 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 save out, send to Dave. Sketch, click, 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 save out, send to Dave. And after about the 34th or whatever it was,
oh my goodness.
And I saw this email, so I went to the script in the background, and I just made a little switch that put his name in and said, if it's from this guy, just pretend the script is broken. But the thing is, I got my semicolons wrong, and I did break the script, but I didn't check it. And then I went to bed. So it turns out all night long my script is broken.
Yeah, so real submissions really were also blocked.
Impossible. So.
Oh no.
So this morning an email came in from somebody else who was not related. Said, I tried to submit last night, it was broken.
Yeah.
And I thought, what? So I tried myself, and yeah, it was broken.
Oh
so
no.
I'm laughing about this, but I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
So I fixed it, turned it back on, and waited. And is that same guy still sitting at his computer, still doing this? I don't know. Well, we don't mind multiple submissions, but I don't know, there was, I think, 32 or 33 within a half an hour or something.
Yeah,
and it just became impossible. So.
Yeah.
And they weren't even.
They weren't what you were looking for. Yeah.
So it's too bad. Because I did that, we might have lost some real submissions, I don't know. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll be open June, July, into August, as the website says. And,
Yeah.
At some point, we'll be giving an update. We were chatting about this a bit earlier before you came. What kind of things am I looking for? They've got to be images that make people say, "I want to take this home with me."
Yeah.
Without that, it doesn't succeed. Anyway, how's your weekend? Just rain, right?
Yeah, lots of rain, but
Took the kid to the beach, play in the rain.
not the beach, but some walks. There's in our neighborhood. It's just a walking path, so no cars access or anything, and it goes for several kilometers around the city. It's kind of
Cycle
nice.
back, or?
Yeah, bikes too, but most people just walk with their dogs, and my son loves dogs. So every time we see a dog, he grabs my hand and drags me toward it, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my boy loves dogs," and it's, "Oh, he loves kids, or our dog loves kids too." So he gets to touch every dog in the whole neighborhood, like. I don't know, pet them all. So that's fun.
Build up his immune system.
Yep. And their loquat trees are fruiting now.
Ah, yeah, the biwa.
Yep, all the biwa. And so he learned a new word this weekend, biwa, and we ate quite a few because they're around the neighborhood. They're all just falling onto the ground, and I figured, well, no one's gonna eat these. I am.
When I was in Ome a couple of weeks ago, getting my haircut done, there's a biwa tree in our yard,
right.
Our yard such as it is.
Yeah.
And it was overhanging.
With fruit?
Yeah, with fruit. And all around the base of it, you can see where the empty skins are there.
Yeah.
And that's the hakubishin. There's a hakubishin living in the neighborhood. So,
oh, okay. What's hakubishin?
I forget the English name for this. It's a rare etone.
I remember you saying, I think you have a video of it, right?
We have a video of it.
It's is it a rodent?
Civet cat.
Oh, okay.
I think a civet cat of one of the civets in that group. And it's one of these sort of, it looks like a dinosaur. It's one of the archaic things. They were brought to Japan in the Meiji period for fur breeding.
Huh.
And usual story, they escaped or whatever. Right?
Yeah. Interesting.
So anyway, I know the telltale signs of how it works.
Yeah.
And the specific way he eats and throws the skins away and stuff.
I guess it's a holiday in a few places in Europe, it looks like.
Really? Monday, June. What would that be? The D-Day stuff you mean, or the end of the war?
Sure. saying national holiday here on Monday, so this night is a live one for a change. So hiatus NL.
In
Hiatus.
June, I don't.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be the end of the war because we just D-Day. So the end of the war would be what? I don't know.
Yeah. So it's not that I'm religious, but I'm glad for the day off. So I guess a religious holiday, perhaps. I don't know. And in Australia, it's the Queen's birthday, or celebration of the Queen's birthday. So. Cool. Yes, lots of people get a day off so they can join us for a live stream instead of going to bed at a reasonable hour.
In Australia?
Well, no, not Australia, but the Europeans.
Shop was interesting, because of the rain. Saxa itself was fairly a bit quieter than it normally is on weekends. And the shop too, we got very, very few casual stroller walk-in people because of the rain.
Yeah.
But the people who are in Japan, knowing about us to see us, they don't care about a bit of rain, so they came in. So we weren't not a ton of people, but the sales were excellent. And it was a lot of fun people to talk to, and
That's great.
but not so many parties, so it's good. We're partied out for a while. Actually.
Yeah, I believe it.
Ready to do some more work on your upcoming new project here today?
Yes. Yep, that and prepare everything else before I leave.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you might not have too much time. It's like today's Monday. There's probably orders and stuff during the weekend.
I think
I see a bunch of stuff in the box there.
I'm going to be making sure everything's caught up before I go, so you don't have too much to worry about besides the standard orders that'll come in while I'm gone. What's that? Time to book some print parties? Necromancy Black.
Just as you were coming in, Karen was there. She was mentioning her Firefly print. It seems it's close to production now.
Oh, great. I saw that she said something. She'll post a side-by-side on vividlabs.org, but I didn't know side-by-side of what. Comparison of papers and colors, perhaps. But great. Were there lots of fireflies in Ome or
Yes.
Hamura?
Yes. Hamura, no, there's nothing there. Clear flow of fresh water from that. Right behind the house on it's fabulous.
Really?
Fabulous. Starts about June 10th.
That's today.
So, actually, I was going to say, in a normal year, it starts about June 10th, but I haven't lived there now for 5 years, so I haven't seen them in 5 years.
Right.
So the years I was living there, we were tracking them, and June 10th was about the arrival days.
Cool.
And they've been increasing year by year by year. When I moved out there, I had asked people, any fireflies, because it's a clear river, and they said, no, the pollution from upstream took care of those years ago. Farmers would do a bit of fertilizer on there, take a bag of phosphate, whatever, dump it on there, and they just throw the bags in the stream. And then the runoff from the stuff too. So, and there was a car maintenance shop up in the valley, and they backed up onto the stream, and they just dumped all their oil and stuff in there. It's all log on that. This is now really, the city, Tokyo, is really strict on these. Those guys have been put up against the wall and shot.
Yeah.
Or nearabouts. So that's fixed. So the water has been coming back, and the fireflies are coming back as well. So over the years that I lived there, depending on the weather, it needed a specific pattern of weather during the winter, the right length of cold weather and stuff like this. But they were coming back. And for Americans listening, Japanese fireflies are totally different. American ones sort of live in fields and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Japanese ones need water. They need a clear flowing stream with the right blah blah and to be able to put their larvae in. And they float around and do their beaming and flicking and stuff over the surface of the stream. That's where they do their mating. And then lay their eggs back in the stream. So you don't see them out in the fields and forests and stuff. You see them only on or at or right beside a river. So.
Yeah. And I think rice fields too, which have lots of clear, flat water. I've seen them over some rice fields.
Okay, there's got to be a river flowing there. It's not stagnant water doesn't do it. It's got to be a clear flowing stream. And then it's got to have overhanging trees because that's where they mate in the trees over the streams.
Yeah.
And they're fabulous. They're just so beautiful. So beautiful. I guess, right now they're out there.
Yeah. Necromancy Black asked, is this owl easier to carve the second time around? It seems you're going through it so quickly.
I think I went through it pretty quickly the first time. I think this is not a complicated thing to do. We were chatting about this the other day. About that video I made, remember about the scented chrysanthemums? Carving it the second time, I did it better the second time. Right?
Oh, yes,
all
yes,
that sort of dramatic feeling and stuff, And honestly say I don't feel any drama at all, whatever, just get this done and get it out and away you go, And we were chatting about this. I guess that means finally I become a real craftsman because who cares? I'm not even thinking, oh my God, this is the second time I've done this.
Yeah.
It's just, here's the work on your desk today, Dave, just do it, shut up and get going, So, which was the point that Ito-san made to me way back then when we had that conversation, it's just a hobby for you, you're not a craftsman,
Yeah.
And here I am again carving something for the second time, but without even thinking about it.
Just carving.
Just carving it. So I've arrived.
Yeah.
So.
You made it.
It's a tiny bit bigger, actually. I just took the same. The same tracing. It's a tiny bit bigger than the other one. So.
J50. So are you guys in the business of doing prints on a commission basis for a wedding or graduation? No.
I'm sorry, it's just not possible. We don't have the resources. Resources meaning labor. Graduation. People have a budget for weddings because if you're talking about a designer and then carving a set of blocks, which will never be used again, and printers, it gets expensive.
Yeah.
We did one, a wedding commemoration print.
Really?
Yeah, 3 or 4 years ago.
Huh.
Somebody wrote to Jed. He didn't want to do it. He tossed it to me before he answered. The guy said, look, somebody wants a set of wedding prints. They want 50 prints, whatever, for their guests. And they're going to send in a sketch. They want Jed to fix it up. Normally this would be no. But I guess the gentleman was a man of means. I don't know the backstory.
Yeah.
And Jed, before even talking to me, just said, look, we can't do this. It would cost and he named a figure with, 5 zeros and stuff like that. And he's not talking about Japanese yen.
Yeah.
And it wasn't starting with a 1. And the guy said, sure, okay, when do we start? Something like this. I don't know the exact story. I don't know. But it took a long time, and we did it. We earned the money. At this end, we earned the money. We cut and printed a whole full set of blocks, and test proofs came back for printing.
Wow.
I forget who printed it. It was before Suga-san came. This years ago. I don't remember. Maybe Ayumi. I don't remember.
Huh.
We did a really good job. We did a killer job. It was a wonderful, wonderful print. And I don't know if the guests at his wedding got this thing, they gave them out. And they made a video. We made a video for them showing how it was made. So they got a 15, 20-minute handmade video on top of all this. It was an expensive, big production.
Wow.
And I guess they were, I don't know, it just didn't matter to them. So, so a bunch of people got work, And they played the video at that partway through the video, their wedding party, whatever. I wasn't there, but whatever.
Yeah.
They said, we got something for you, we got a little present for you. Before we do that, show you this little video. And we showed the video, and there's Jed drawing and me carving and all our printers printing and all that stuff. And I had to say something to the wedding guests and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then they passed them out, and they've got special stamping and embossing, wedding of Hanako Taro. So great idea. Great idea.
Yes.
But that was when we had resources. It would have been back at the beginning of the Yucca Hills project.
And it's out of most people's budgets.
Yeah. But it is a great idea. It's on our list of things for the future of this place. When we have carvers all sitting in a row, needing to be fed with work all the time.
Yeah.
We've got printers sitting in a row, needing to be fed with work all the time. We've got our regular jobs, and we hire out, you know. And we would then go to the wedding planning company saying, okay, here's your plan.
Yeah.
If you've got top end clients who want a really special thing, here's the package we can do for you. You know?
Yeah.
$15,000. Here's what you get. Bang, 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 bang,
Yeah.
bang. But at the moment, we don't have resources. It always takes me 20 minutes to answer a question. It should answer in one sentence. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you weren't, yeah, of course it's long before your
No,
time.
it's long before.
It was a fun project. I think the guy was really, really happy, I think.
It's great.
I mean, if you ask Jed to do sort of thing now, you know, can I
He'd say,
send you
"No."
a drawing and you'll fix it up and it's me and my girlfriend? I mean, he would just laugh, I think. I don't know. We had special stationery printed to put the prints inside. And it was a real high quality production.
Yeah. J50 says, "Oh, that's a bummer. I have clients that would love something along those lines."
Yep, I'm sure it's a good product to put into the market. It really has good value for people. Nothing wrong with it at all. Simply my problem is we just, at the moment,
Can't do
don't
it.
have the resources.
Yeah.
When I say resources, I mean labor.
Yeah.
Labor. So yeah, hold on for a while, but what can I say? Coming to a screen near you, not this week though.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful idea.
Rainy, rainy day.
We've enjoyed the peaceful feeling the last couple of days.
Rainy season has arrived. Quoting Gami says, "Don't forget the show and tell."
Oh, the Jean
So it's not even 9 o'clock yet.
Okay.
So how much time does it need?
Well, it's a good one. It's a good one. But I don't know, it won't take a half an hour, so whatever, 9, 10 or something, wake me up, whatever. I don't know, remember, I forget the conversation on Friday. Was it during the stream? I said something like, Karen auction, I spent a little bit.
Yes, I do remember hearing about that.
Money was the night before, whatever.
Yeah.
So. It's okay, please. It's okay, right?
It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
okay. Hey, I run the place. It's okay.
Yep, you run the place.
It's okay.
It is literally all your money right now.
The package arrived on Saturday. And,
Okay.
And it was quiet, so I took it upstairs. It's Prince Suli-san and Lei-chan and Kawai-san were working on Saturday.
Oh,
I
wow.
took it upstairs and opened it up there, and I had thought they would know what this is.
Yeah.
You know, they're experienced printers, but no, there are still lots. They had no idea what it was, and it pointed out to me again that there really is we have got to do this properly. This thing that we're calling show and tell, calling our collection, we have got to get this organized.
Yeah.
Got to get the database catalog scanned, put this online, because there's so many people out there who have never seen these things before.
Right.
And what I'm thinking is that everybody knows this. Of course everybody knows this. This is one we're going to get today. Of course, haven't you seen these before? Everybody knows about this. And even professional printers working here in a modern workshop have never seen these before. So we have a sort of a responsibility now. We've got to get this thing together.
Yeah.
We've got to get this together.
If I remember right, it sounds like Aoyama-san's getting things put together for upstairs,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Second floor construction, yes.
Yeah.
So we've got to do this. When we got the package on Saturday, Doi-san wasn't here, but he came in yesterday. He was on his shift yesterday. And of course, he's my age. He's seen these. He's got some of these himself. And he just crapped himself. When I opened this package door, without saying, I said, here, Doi-san, we got this over the weekend.
Yeah.
I walked away, get my tea, and watching what he's doing.
Yeah.
And he opened this thing, and his face just goes blank.
Yeah.
He looks at me, and I said, open it. He puts it on the table. And he knows now what's inside.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even talk. He just opened this up, and he's just like, oh my God.
Where did you get this?
Yeah. And I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
Because this is the pleasure. I know what it is, so it's a pleasure because I know what this is. And then the people who don't know what this is, the pleasure of seeing them learn about this.
Yeah.
You give these things. We've got to make this part of it. It's got to be a Davis Choice video.
Okay.
It's got to be a Davis Choice video. And part of it's got to be, we got to do one of these things where they have a lot of, get candid camera ready or something.
Yeah.
And you give the person this thing. Because everybody in the world, when they first pick this up, their face goes,
What?
There's a thing that everything we see, we can see it, and we assume our brain sort of knows how heavy it is, sort of basically. So normally when we pick things up, here, Cameron, there's a counter, pick this up. You're going to take it from me, and you can get the idea how heavy it's supposed to be.
Right.
Now, sometimes, if we give you a fool, there's a gold bar. It looks like that. I'll give you a pass if I do it really. Yeah. So we got this there. And then the other way around. And these objects, it turns out the other way around. When you pass it to somebody, they take it like this, and they go like, whoop. Because it screws with your brain about how light it is.
Huh.
And we've got to make this part of the Davis Choice video somehow.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought we had a robot command about sharpening. I feel like we talked quite a bit about sharpening on Friday, but another person asked, how often do you do it? And Corden Gummy answered, daily, often multiple times. It just depends on what you're carving.
The reason we don't see it too often here is that because as part of my preparation for the stream every day, of course, it's a normal workday routine for you. I get my camera ready. That's not a normal carver's routine, but you know what I mean. You get your stuff ready, sit down, it's 10 minutes to go. So of course, frequently I sharpen up in the few minutes waiting before the stream starts.
Yeah.
So the downside of that is I'm not doing maintenance sharpening during the streams, but it's click, whoops, I just broke it, here we go.
Yeah.
And you see me pull out the heavy stone and do a break stream, a break sharpening. And there's 2 years of data now. David breaks his knife almost every day and sharpens. And that's not the way it works, actually. Maintenance sharpening is the most common sharpening, but people don't see it here. So. Every time we do it right. In fact, if we probably didn't have the show and tell, I could probably do a sharpening now to finish this one. But I think there is enough video out there. If you go to our Twitch, the place where our Twitch channel is stored, there's tons of clips of us sharpening. I don't know. It's not secret.
Did you announce this will be the best show and tell ever, bar none? Because
I say that?
Commandeur is convinced you did.
Did I say that?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, I'll stand by it.
All right.
The best one so far, until I spend more money,
Yeah.
But this is an easy bar. When we're buying stuff, usually at the auctions, at dealer auctions, or through Weidesan, or at the open Yahoo auctions, the level of stuff that we're trying to sell her, the level of money investment I can make on things is limited. So we don't usually buy spectacular stuff. I mean, we're not in the Sotheby's level.
Yeah.
Every now and then something comes up that is two things. The person it's an auction and not enough people see it, or you dig deep.
Yeah.
This time I dug deep. Let's look at this damn thing. That's enough.
Squeak. Is it pretty big? Oh, no. Okay.
There's a backstory to the auction story itself. The person who put this up was a person who, you look at it's a Yahoo auction, open Yahoo auction. And the person who put this up, when I first saw it, I immediately clicked to their channel to see what else is there, because they've got a bunch of these. If they had part two, this is part one, if they had part two.
Yeah.
I want to see part two. And the person has a bunch of what they are. They're an old dealer. They deal here in Japan on items brought from Europe. Like a German China figurine from Messiaen or whatever, stuff like that. Or book plates from an old Gutenberg Bible, just whatever. And a French, German, European, quote, antiques.
Okay.
So that person has, they either themselves go to Europe and bring things back, or they've got access to something like this, I have no idea. So this is an object that has returned from Europe. It is a European antique in this guy's mind.
Okay.
Actually, at the beginning of its life, it came from Japan. This is woodblock work from Japan.
Okay.
It made its way to Europe.
And then found its way back.
And now has not found its way back. And there's a label on the box that has the street address of, we didn't know what it was. I Googled it. And it's a company that makes boxes on one of the streets leading up to the cathedral in Brussels, in Belgium. So this object has been living in Belgium for some time, perhaps since about 1910 or something like that.
Yeah. So, camera.
I guess, okay. No, let's do that. Let's do it. I'll turn this so I can watch the stream and see what the view is. Maybe we can, let's shrink down. Yeah, let's shrink down that one a bit more. Okay? David KP is saying a book. Well, yes and no. Looks like a book.
Looks like a book.
Looks like a book. Somebody's saying book shaped. Can you give me the spine? There's some lettering on the spine here. My French pronunciation is awful. Le Comte, nani? Le Comte du Vieux Japon. What? Vieux Japon, Old Japan. Conte of folk tales. Folk tales of Old Japan. Book 1, Volume 1. Stories of Old Japan. I'll zoom out to get it. But sir, I know Jacques here Jacques watching here. He knows what this is now. When we talk about folk tales of Old Japan in French, Jacques Commandeur over there knows what's happening. Now, I need his support here. I can't just flop this open. Excuse me, this is a bit, whatever, it's a tissue box. No, the reason is, if I open this unsupported, it'll stress the paper here. What's going on? Garbage? There's no garbage today. It's Monday. Oh, it's the oyster bar, whatever, has called for a special. Yeah, they must have had a bunch of. Oh, it's of course, the weekend garbage from the oyster bar. Anyway, they're gone, right? They're gone, right? Okay.
They're back.
Okay, let me get this here. We can open our book. And it's not a book, of course. It's a box. And it's got the old European marbled paper. I'll put it under the scope. This is not pattern printed paper. This is marbled paper. It was in Europe. Came from Turkey originally, and then the Europeans were doing it. And it's really big in France for pattern paper for binding books.
Yeah.
So for us, same thing. Water with oil-based pigments on the top, and swirl around with a stick. And zoom out a bit. Stay up just for a second, because I want to see the object itself. This is a box, and it flops down. And what we have inside the box are a bunch of books. I'll just pull one book out for a moment. This is one book. There are actually 11 of them in the box. And some of you may know what this is now, and these are books published by the Hasegawa/Nishinomiya company. They started publishing these books in the late 1800s. They published them all through the Meiji time. And what they are, these are the famous fairy tales of Japan books published by Nishinomiya, and these are the crepe paper books. And maybe now you can zoom in. Let's find a place under the light here that will show what's happening here. And those of you who know what these are, know what I'm looking at. Those of you who don't, there we are. And you can see the image here, and it is all sit still for a sec, sir. And it is all on what we call crepe paper chidi men. These are called chidi men bon. Bon is home, and chidi men is the Japanese word for crepe paper. Now these look like fabric. They look and have the feel of cloth, but this is a normal woodblock print on normal woodblock print paper. Because it's a book, can you zoom out a little bit, sir? Because it's a book, we talked about the way books were made in the old days before. Remember, they're printed like this. The left hand and right hand, whatever, are done. This is one sheet of paper, the one's flat. It's printed only on one side, not the back side. So this woodblock print that I'm holding here was the right side of this spread and the left side of this spread on one woodblock. So printed normally as a woodblock print, then creped, which we'll talk about in a minute, and then after the creping was finished, it was then folded in half, they were gathered together and sewn into a book. And a single sheet of crepe paper is a pleasant object, but when you get a whole batch of 20 or 30 of them put together, I was joking with you before, when you pass one of these books to somebody, it looks like a book, you expect it to have a certain heft, a certain feel, and it turns out that it's
very light.
It's very light, and it's just a texture that people die for right away. They just say, wow, or oh my God, or what is this? And I'm sorry to sort of tease you, you're looking through a video at this, whatever, when you touch them, you get it. Oh my God, these are such pleasant, warm, wonderful things to touch and to feel. And a couple more things to say. What these are, this is the French edition of volumes 1 to 11. Hasegawa published a couple of dozen in all. I don't remember the exact research, 24, 25 volumes in this series. They did it in English first, then 20 of them ended up also coming out in French editions. They did also German editions. I think they did the first 10 of them or so in German. Wow. They were also, there's a very few left, they published in Danish, Dutch, Swedish, Italian, and even one volume in Russian. Their goal was this, he was publishing these in Japan for the foreigners who were in Tokyo at the time, but also he did it as a wholesale business. He would sell these things, 100 books at a time, to a book wholesaler in Paris or London or whatever, with the appropriate language translation. And some of these publishers actually commissioned them. You can find versions of these in Europe. This one is just talking about Hasegawa's own information, but you will find the publisher's information or the dealer's information. Dealer, German, Berlin address, whatever, a unique place to get these books. And that Berlin dealer would have commissioned them from Hasegawa, who would publish them. And the other very, very, very interesting thing about these is this. If you can get a full spread, okay, here we go. In fact, what I need to do, well, let me find volume 5 here. Are these still in order? The staff was looking at these yesterday. Here, volume 5. Let me put out volume 5 for a minute. Put these away for a second. Hang on. Let me get volume 5 on the table, and if I put it next to it here, I brought this down from upstairs. I've got most of mine are in Ome. Can you give these to me, sir, side by side? What we have, this set is the French set, but I also have a number of these myself. I have them in English. And we can see it, Japanese Fairy Tale Series number 5, Kachi Kachi Mountain, and here we are, Les Contes du Vieux Japon. And what is it? How's your French pronunciation? And if we open just to one's random page, if I can get these side by side, if you can find the same page, I don't know, if you can get them both in your camera. Where are we here? Did I open? Here we are. Here's the same spread. And what we see is this, and they were made from the same wood blocks. The wood block part would have been done first, and then we saw this in the Favorite Flowers book that I showed in one of my Davis Choice videos a couple of years ago. The wood block part was wood block work, and then the sheets went through a new printing press, and this part is done with metal type. And again, this is before the creping process. Step 1, print the wood blocks. Or it could be, I'm not quite sure, because you can't tell which came first here. Whatever, step A, do the metal type. Step B, do the wood blocks. Step C, do the creping, step D, bind it, and out she goes. So the same set of wood blocks would do for the English version, the French version, you know, all the different languages.
Interesting, they don't have the bokashi next one.
They do or they don't or whatever. The English one, this is interesting too. The English one I have here, this is a very, very late production. We have here, it's Showa 7.
Wow.
What's Showa 7? I was born in Showa 26, which was Showa 20. Oh no, I was born in Showa 26, which is 1951. So Showa 7 is 19 years younger than that, right?
Yeah.
So 1951 minus 19, 41, 30, 1932. So this is a later version. This is Meiji era, and this is Showa era. And we can see a couple of differences. As you mentioned, they've dropped the bokashi, and second is the creping. I don't know if you can you zoom in and catch it? Can you see the difference? The creping is much finer and more detailed in the Meiji era one. You move to the Showa, the creping is now rough, and it's hard to see the details of the guy's face, and it's a little bit hard to read some of these things because the creping is so rough compared to the old one. If we go back to the old one here, we can see the details. The guy, he got hair. You can see his chopsticks, and you can see his hair. Even though this print has been mashed through and mushed through a creping process, we can still see it. So they lost their plot partway along. They jammed these things out, and they sold them, but the quality level was really, really dropping. And this is about the end of it. I think the latest one I've ever seen is, I think, 1935 or something. I don't know. Although I've heard that there were some published post-war, I've never seen one. But what we're going to do is I'm going to prepare a David's Choice video about these, and what we're going to try and do. The obvious thing that starts to come back as soon as we show these things to people is, oh my God, could you guys do this?
Yeah.
Could we start to publish things like this ourselves? And there are a bunch of barriers here. I mean, just first off, what you're seeing is a book which is made up of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 color woodblock prints. Now, how much do we sell a typical color woodblock print for, starting from scratch to finish? And these are covered with detail. These are like 20 impressions each. That woodblock print by itself is going to be $100 here in the shop. There's, how many did I say? The one page has a woodblock print. Now there's 10 of them here, so that's $1,000 right away. Oh, a little detail, we have to spend the time to crepe them all.
Yeah.
Oh, a little detail, after they're creped, we have to mount them and sew them up into a book. It just doesn't work anymore. There's two ways to do it. One way is to design huge, wonderful, big machines that could do this stuff mechanically.
Yeah.
Or we do it as a cottage industry Kickstarter campaign separate. We can do this book, but it's going to cost $2,000 per volume. So it sort of just doesn't work. It just doesn't work anymore. It was available back then in the Meiji time when you had a bunch of craftsmen sitting around who knew how to do these things, where there was a supply chain going for this. Another thing about this, remember, because of the fact that we talk about the left-hand side, right-hand side are done on different blocks, so when the printers are printing and you're doing a gradation, you're just printing this one here. You're printing this gradation. Remember how this goes, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Printer A is printing this woodblock, which has this gradation in this picture, which has a gradation which goes over the other side. And Mr. Printer B is sitting at his different bench doing this one. And they have to match. And they lined them up. But it does and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Because now, printing the gradation is fairly easy. You tell the guy, okay, bring it down 2 centimeters. Okay, Jack, I'll bring it down 2 centimeters. But now the guy doing the creping, he's got to crepe the book down to 60% and 60%. And they haven't got this quite right. If I turn this sideways, look at this. Woodblock print on this side has been creped down from its original size to this dimension. The guy who did it for this one put an extra 1 or 2 strokes into his creping machine, and it shrunk a bit too far. So they don't actually line up. Although the original woodblock prints would have been exactly the same size. The creped versions are pulled down.
So the paper's made substantially larger than the woodblock print so that you can cut them so they always turn into the right book size?
Yes, see, when you're working on, this is not the time and place. We'll do this David Choice video. We'll do the David Choice video showing these and explaining how they were created. Because it's a long, involved process. I'm going to have to do drawings and do sketches and show you how it's done and do photographs. So I can't give you, the capsule explanation is this. There is a system where you take a sheet of paper, let's imagine this blue, can you zoom out a bit, whatever? imagine this was our page here. It was printed left and right. The text is there. The pictures are there. The printing is done. It now goes to the creping process. And the creping process in a tiny capsule form involves doing this many sheets at a time. You crimp it down about X% from the top. You then take the same sheet of paper, you put it back in your creping machine at a different angle. It then crimps it down X% from the top. You then put it in at a wildly different angle, it crepes it down big. And you do this 7 times. We have documentation, which I will talk about in the video. You do this 7 times, bringing it this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, and this way, 7 times. And at the end of that process, you have a sheet of paper that is now about 60% of its original size. It's shrunk down, and it's still actually legible because it's happened step by step by step by step by step by step by step. And if you do it carefully within the parameters, then most of the sheets you do come back down to the same size or close to the same size, and they're able to be bound together. The guy who did this one, look at this. This lines up. They are really, 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 really very close. Chirimen. This is a Chirimen bone, Chirimen book, and doing the paper itself, the process is called Chirimen. And they are absolutely stunning to look at, to hold, to feel, to taste, to play with. And the auction last week, the guy opened it up at 330,000 yen. And this package is not worth 330,000 yen. You can find these out there, here and there. When we see these books one at a time in good condition, they generally go for about 20,000 yen for a single copy in better condition than this. So when the auction came up to 33, I tagged it, but I just laughed at him. Good luck, guy. No way you're going to get that unless somebody wanders in with more money than guns. But I tagged it to watch, and the auction came round and round and round. And what Lee and everybody else who was watching it was expecting to happen was he'd realize, oops, this is too high, I overpriced it, and he'd pull it down a little bit. And that's what always happens with these auctions. And they come down over a period of weeks and months. The guy pulls it down, pulls it down, pulls it down, thinking, when are people going to start bidding for this? This guy didn't do that. He cut the price in half.
Oh, wow.
He cut it to 160, what was it, 162,000.
Yeah.
And at that point I'm thinking, 162,000 yen, that puts it at 13,000 per album. Prime copies in nice condition go for nearly 20,000 yen. Okay, Dave, click the button. So I bought it, 162,000 yen. And it made,
No one else bid against you?
I didn't even wait. It wasn't.
It was a buy it now.
It was a buy it now.
Got it.
I didn't even wait. I just clicked. As soon as I saw I got the email that said price reduction. I opened the page. I saw how much. I clicked it. Just seconds later, I just clicked it. Whatever package like this, books like this, in very nice. It's not perfect condition, but they're in very, very nice condition. And in a box like this, in a setup like this, there's one regret. The French versions, there's 20 volumes, and this is 1 to 11. And what must have happened, I don't have them all, they're sort of varying thicknesses. Some are thinner and some are thicker. And the person who had bought all 20 must have split it into 2 groups by thickness. And my guess is 1 to 11 makes up this certain thickness, and numbers 12 to 20 are the same thickness. So they got these things, they sent them out to their box maker, and the box maker made 2 of these, book 1 and book 2. And of course, I don't have book 2.
Yeah.
I went to the guy's auction page looking for it, and I am going to watch. I've got an alert on there, and no luck. And over the years, it's either lost, gone, forgotten, burned, whoever knows, or it's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
No idea. So there we have it. Okay, this has been a tiny, tiny, tiny overview of this. We're going to do a David's Choice video. I've got the script halfway worked out already. I've got to collect a bunch of stuff. We've got to try and explain to people how these were made. And it'll be a really, really nice David's Choice video, David's Choice number 9. It won't be up tomorrow, but it'll be up and coming to a YouTube channel near you sometime soon.
Sometime. So I mean, you're moving your other number 9.
Yeah, we'll
number
postpone
10.
Number 10. This is more fun.
This is more fun.
This is more fun.
Sounds good.
And in the meantime, you've got your own video plans.
Yep.
Whatever. So things are cooking. Anyway, there we have it. To recap, these were published by Hasegawa, Takejiro Hasegawa, late Meiji into Taisho, and running at the end.
A little bit into
the show. So, and they're called Chitty Men Bond, and there's lots and lots of information. If you're interested in learning more about these, there's a company out there, a book dealer, I think it's in Boston, I can't remember, Baxley Prints. Let me just do, I should have got more information here. If you Google up, oops. Let me just try and Google here. It's a Baxley. If you Google Baxley and the Chitty Men Bond, or just Baxley and Chitty Men, bingo, there you are. Baxley Stamps. Oh, Baxley Stamps. And these guys have a huge, it's an awfully, their website is way more terribly organized than mine, if that's possible. But these guys have, if you poke around their web page, one links to another one, links to another one, links to another one. They have lots and lots of information on these books. I think that's it. I think we can get out of here.
Okay.
What's today? Today's Monday. I'm on shop duty here at Print Party this morning, along with the ladies here. Tuesday we're off. It's a checkup for me. It's my yearly. I got the letter from Omri Post Office from Omri City Hall. Checkup time. I did that already a couple of months ago. It's a year ago already.
It's a year ago.
So I'm off to the hospital for my mandated City Hall demanded you are a certain age and get checked or you're going to die tomorrow or whatever. So I'm up for checkup tomorrow. Wednesday we'll be back here at the same time, same station, carving away. Right? What else could possibly go wrong?
We'll find out.
See you there. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for taking a couple to take a look at this with me. I hope it wasn't a tease when I said this is about the best show and tell. Oh my God, this is a treasure. This is one of the things that becomes one of the keystones of the collection.
Yeah.
Keystones of the collection. I'm so happy to be able to get this and to have had the resources ready to be able to catch this, protect it, show it, and talk about it. See you next time. See you Wednesday. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.